Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever your time of day might be. I wish you a good one. This is Alicia at the Struggle Budget. I wanted to get into a little bit of some unstuffing because this is part of my budget, and this is what I find valuable from other people's videos are their ways they do their budgets. So I might get some new ideas that I need or that I didn't think of that will help me. So I'm just going to do the same thing here. These are things I do for my budget that I do all the time. So this is one of the processes, but I'm going to break up some of these processes into smaller videos because they can get to be way too long sometimes. This one should not be too long because I'm only really unstuffing about 9 days. I try to do it weekly because I get lost if I don't pay attention to what I've been withdrawing and using. So I try to do that weekly. But I did want to do a little bit of Happy Mail because I have a lot to catch up on, but I'm trying to only highlight one piece of Happy Mail per video so that that doesn't get too long also. So got a little something, some glue on my table. So this one is from Living Simple Studios. And I didn't order a lot, but I did order a couple items from her, and I don't remember what they were, but the envelope's not huge, so I know it wasn't a lot. Make sure I got it all. Yeah, I got it all. So this is just a couple things. Let's see what we have. Connect with me on YouTube at Lindsay Living Simple. Oh, that's handy. I'm always trying to find people that don't just magically pop up on my feed, and even searching doesn't necessarily bring up everybody. I don't know what their search feature does, but it just doesn't give me the things that I want sometimes. So let's see. This one is beautiful. So many of these are so pretty. It looks like a celebration one, maybe like a 4th of July, or I could use it for a New Year's one. It's $100, amounts of 3 to 12. So I'm kind of anxious to get that one all uncovered and look at it again. And I got some little freebies. Oh, this one. I love this one a lot. This is fabulous. I absolutely love this one. And this will go good in my holiday binder because I'm going to do a video with just my holiday binders because I am so far behind on Christmas saving this year that I have an entire binder just for the Christmas stuff, but I call it a holiday binder because I don't want to just use Christmas scratchers at this time of year. I'm going to use any of my Christmas scratchers that I feel like I'm in the mood, not Christmas, any of my holiday scratchers that I feel like I'm in the mood for. So this one I like because it kind of combines Halloween and Christmas, at least in my mind, because I don't know any pirates in real life, thankfully. So I'm calling that a Halloween Christmas scratcher. I love it. And a couple throw-ins here. Looks like a little box of chocolates. Oh, those aren't Bluebells, I don't think, but I don't know the name of those. Ooh, and some stickers. I love the stickers. Look at these little things. An ice cream cone, a falingo, as my daughter called them for when she was a child. This was a falingo. So, of course, I have to still call them the same thing 20 years later, 17 years later. I'm a queen. Is that what that means? Oh, and look at this little pretty thing. Oh, it's a sticker. Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm a sticker fan. Big time sticker fan. Now I just have to find something functional to do with them where I can enjoy them all. So that was, I keep forgetting the name, Living Simple Studios, and her web address for YouTube is Lindsay Living Simple, which I'm sure you can link to her Etsy account. All right, so this video should not take too long. I'm just catching up for the week, or well, 9 days of the spending that I've done. This is my back to the bank bag, even though it doesn't say back to. This is what I use this for. And I have one item that I have fully funded that I want to put this label in, but I have to do a little juggling in my binder because it's a little full. So I'm going to put those to the side for now. And then we're going to start with the main bills, which I generally take out of this black binder. which are, I can't say all of them are static amounts, but this is things like grocery, gas, you know, your monthly expenses. And I have chosen to take them all out of the bank and put them in here. And then I generally use a credit card in lieu of a debit card because I don't like using my debit card and having that information swiped or stolen or what have you. It seems to be very, very at risk these days. So I am going to keep using my credit card for two reasons. One, the points, I gained some points, some travel points or other points with it. And all the bank terms for a credit card are more favorable to the consumer than they are to the credit card company. Meaning, if you use your debit card and it gets hacked, someone uses it, the bank will put a hold on those funds until they do investigation to determine if it was really a hack by their investigation or if you're just trying to scam the system. So you could be out of that money, however much was taken at the time, for months until they complete their investigation. Typically on the credit card, they put a hold on the amount that was disputed, and then that hold you don't have to pay for until the investigation is complete. If it's in your favor, then they waive it, they take it off of your account, and you don't have to pay it. On the other hand, if it was my debit card, which is directly into my checking and savings account, then I'm out my cash until they're done with their investigation. So I tend to use a credit card mostly for that reason. That, and I don't like using cash. It usually slows me down. So like I would never use cash at a gas station. I just never use cash. I do my grocery shopping online. So they don't take cash online and you can't pay with cash when you get there. So you shop, I go pick it up, and it's paid when I put my order through on my credit card. Now, if I was truly opposed to the credit card, I could use my debit card, but I choose not to for the reasons I just described. So this month, so far, I have $246 that I need to take out of grocery. I'm gonna do it this way, smaller. 200, 20, 30. I don't know if I have 46 in here in small bills. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take another 50 and do an IOU back to this folder when I get a little bit more cash pulled out. So I owe $4. And I need to write that down because I have short-term money amnesia and I will forget almost instantaneously. So I'm gonna put this here just for now, just until I get a little more cash. What was I saying? Oh yes, I ordered those factor meals for this to try. It was 50% off their first order, and you don't have to continue ordering, which is what I liked. You're not locked into any contract of any type. Oh, let me go this way. So I ordered those. Those are not here yet. I'm hoping that they help for some of these first really busy school days, because holy moly, I don't think my daughter or I are going to be home much this next few weeks. She's a senior and she's in band, so she has to stay. She goes to school, starts at 7 and gets done at 6 and probably doesn't get home until almost 7. That's a really long day. So I'm basically shoving food in her face. She's doing her homework and going to bed. I don't always get home that early. So what do we have for cash here? So this one is $9 for personal hygiene, which are things like shampoo, toothpaste, etc., that I get at the grocery store mostly. But I broke it out of my bill, my grocery bill, because I wanted to know the difference of what I was spending strictly on food. Inflation, food inflation, holy moly, is one of the reasons that I started doing this again. I never really did the cash stuffing. I just kind of kept track of it and electronically, but it wasn't effective. So I'm already paying my $4 back, just so you know. That I can get rid of. Let's see. So I broke out things that were not food. I broke out the dog food costs. I broke out hygiene. I broke out, what else did I break out? House things like insecticide or whatever you might buy for the house. Toilet paper, paper towels. I broke all of that out because I wanted to see truly what it was going to be. Oh, I did not bring my wallet over here for food, which I do keep the cash for my fast food in my wallet so that if I do happen to pay cash, if I do happen to need cash, I do have it handy with me. So I always leave the fast food that I budget for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, whatever the pay period ends up being, in my wallet. So I will have to get the fast food money out of my wallet. And I'm rounding up or down. I use the accounting method to round up. I don't play with cents, which I don't know if too many people do play with quarters or nickels or dimes. So the accounting method is 49 cents and below, you round down to the next nearest dollar, 50 cents and up, you round up. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna grab that off screen because I left it far, far away from here. So let's see. We did the house and the groceries already. The hygiene and the groceries. Fast food I'll have to go get. And this one I have to come back in here for gas and tolls. So for this month, I spent, so far, the first 9 days, I've spent $141 because tolls came out at the beginning of the month. We have a tag that we use on our car. I'm not good at talking and counting at the same time. So I am gonna do 1, 20, 30, 41, which should leave me with 541. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Nope. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 46. Is that what I said? Yeah, 246. No. 541. Good Lord. See, no, can't talk and think at the same time. It just doesn't work. 300, 400, 5, 1, 2, 50, 3, 54, 50, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 41. Okay, whew. That was absolutely painful. I guess I just have to do it the normal way and I can't take shortcuts. So you may be wondering, why do you have so much money in your gas account? Well, the gas account is for things, like, I don't know, when the power goes out for a week, I tend to spend more money on gas for my generators when that happens. Or if I go out of town and I'm driving anywhere, those are not accounted for typically in my weekly spending, so I save up for those. It can take, a 4-hour trip can take me another entire tank of gas, which goes pretty quickly if you're going anywhere, and then you have to come back. And I also use it for propane and things like that. So I will most likely end up reallocating some of this at the end of the year, but for right now, I'm going to leave it because I can. I'm not desperate for it. So the next thing is my daughter's binder. I created this in January when I freaked out and realized she was a senior. Kind of had a little bit of a mental breakdown over that. Not ready for that at all. And I realized there's a lot of expenses for the senior year that I hadn't been contemplating yet. So I created this binder especially for all of her potential expenses. I don't know exactly what the costs are going to be, but I made categories and started saving for them. Now, I do know that she always has school costs. She always has band costs. She's in an advanced art program, and there are a lot of supplies costs for that, and books and things that she needs throughout the year. So I created a folder for her a long time ago just for school and band cost. And that worked out well. But this year I knew pictures were coming, senior pictures, which are usually more expensive than the terrible ones that you get every year. Like, I don't have a picture from high school for her because the ones the school took were just awful. I know she's going to want a yearbook. She talked about a senior jacket. We don't know if she's going to get one or not, but if she does, I'll have the money put aside. She generally needs new glasses or contacts at least once a year. She'll need a cap and gown. She'll need invitations. I saved for her birthday in here, and a prom dress, which you know can get pricey. She talked about a class ring. I don't know if she's going to want that, but I'm going to save for it. And she has, I just put the rest of her expenses in here, her clothing budget. And then she talked about, can we have a party for her graduation? So that's new. So you'll see it only had $15 in there because that's real new. I didn't think about a party, didn't think she'd want a party, but here we are. So for school costs, we are going to take out $162 because we're right back at school. So she's already got these little things that she's nitpicking away at, like her SAT test cost, art supply costs, planners, those kinds of things. So what did I say, 161 already? So that's 1, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 62. 162 is what we're gonna do. Because it was 161.51, so I'm rounding up. So I'm gonna put that here. I know I'm a mess. I'm a mess with the money, sorry. And then I just have my little notes back here just to make sure I don't forget anything, because I will. Oh, and her pictures. I did not realize how expensive they were gonna be. It's been a few years since I had my pictures. So I had been saving and saving and saving. And this binder, I had originally started by estimating the cost of each item and putting that amount in each folder divided by like 24, so 24 paychecks a year. I realized that that was going to be very, very hard because of the cost of some of these things. Like for example, band has, you know, their $500 share of cost fee at the beginning of the year. So I didn't have all that saved up right away. I had a short amount of time to save it up. So what I decided to do was I took all that amount, and I kind of am using this like a snowball budget, where the things that are due the earliest, I put the most in. So everything gets $5, except the current folder I'm working on, the current envelope, and then that envelope gets the leftover from the total of what all of these were. And it's saved my bacon so far. I had enough to pay the band fee. I had enough to pay for this additional, you know, cost that they have. And this one was for pictures. So I had originally thought about saving $400. I ended up, I believe at the end of the day, saving more than $400. But it ended up being $452 for her pictures. And I had, right before I knew the amount, I had saved $451. So I added $2 on the last payday. So I am left with $1 in this folder. So I am going to take out $452, and really I hope that I have the right amount in here, because this is where I can always seem to mess up, is in these folders. They just never seem to have the right amount. And you can see I just stuff these things. No rhyme or reason. So now I have to clean them up on camera. Okay. And I did that. Oh, no, I did not. Did that right. So 150, 250, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, 370, 390, 400, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. Yay, it was the right amount. I am gonna leave $1 there, because this $1, we may have to order some additional pictures. So I thought this was fully funded. It may not be. But I am going to change this folder. These are the worst. These little envelopes with the flap. I have them there because they came with the folder, the binder, and I needed them. So I needed to use them. So I used them for some of my smaller items. Now I'm confusing myself. That one stays there. This one goes here. And I needed to use them because I didn't have any extras. So I used the smaller amount items that I had in here to fold them. Because you can see they're not super great. I mean, I don't mind them, but then your money is folded and it doesn't want to stack nice and neat. So what I'm going to do is I am going to switch this one to my picture binder because I don't know if I'm going to need to buy any other pictures this year. We're not completely happy with what we got. So we may just end up doing something more towards the end of the year because we had to take them now so that she gets in the yearbook. And that's pretty much a whole year before she's a senior. So we will see, I mean, at the end of the senior year, we will see. We may end up having to do a different set of pictures, but definitely not through that same company. That company was kind of a mess. So what I'm doing is this folder is the yearbook folder. And I was so close to being funded. I actually overfunded based on what it was last year, based on what the cost was last year, because I just assume everything is going up. Pretty much that's what happens every time I open my mouth and ask for the cost of something. Oh, it's gone up to whatever. So I had started saving this at $65 and I was at $67, and I decided to add a little bit more to it because I just expect it to be more this year. So I wanted to put it in here to straighten out that money because I'm not sure when she's going to buy her yearbook. And I'm going to put a fully funded tag in here so I can easily note that I don't have to add anything to this folder. So that one is done. The pictures are technically done, but I'm probably going to save a little bit more to maybe do another little option on that. And her little binder is so full that it doesn't like to stay in here. It makes it complicated. I don't want to pinch my fingers, but these don't want to close. Okay, it wants to pinch my fingers. Okay, phew. All right, so that was it for hers. The big pictures came out. And then I have one more. That's it, and we're almost done for the office, which was a program that I use on the internet. I just have to find the right one. Here. And that was $10. So hopefully that one should be pretty easy. Since I try to do these weekly, it's usually pretty easy to do, but this is 9 days, so it's a little bit more than a week. It's been a little active because of school. So that is it. So I am going to have to sort these to do a final count, so I have an idea of what I have in here to go back to the bank. And then we'll wrap this up. I think it was a little longer than I anticipated. Everything gets a little longer when you're trying to talk at the same time because you repeat yourself. You go a little slower. You have to recount. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the challenged one that can't do this. It's like walking and chewing gum. I thought I could, but apparently I cannot. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3. I don't trust myself. So I'm going to use a calculator here. I know it's not the cute little calculator everyone has, but it's what I have right now. I didn't want to buy another because I do have a perfectly fine one. So 50, 20, no. 51, 52, 53, 54. Hope that's right. 20, 40, 60, 80. 1, 20, 40, 60, 80. 2, so I'm going to do 200. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have $750 to return to the bank so far. Payday is on the 15th, which comes on a Thursday next week. So I am not one of those lucky people that get the magic months. I am paid twice a month, and that's it. So 24 paychecks a year. It does make it extremely easy to budget in some cases because nothing changes through the year. On the other hand, nothing changes through the year, and I can't update. Oh, and I have to add my food from my wallet. So it would be almost $800. So anyway, thank you for sitting with me through this. If you found any value, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see something different, let me know. If you have a question on how I'm budgeting, let me know. So hope to see you in the next video, which will probably be my tax binder or maybe the holiday binder. Either one. We'll see. Talk to you soon.